All right, welcome back. We're back. Let's go. Hungary, do your deal. Do it. Peace him out. Do it. Send it. Send it. Make it so. Make it rain. Unconditional surrender. Oh, never mind. Screw that. Nice. We can just straight up take the show strength. We don't even have to occupy another fort. Perfect. Let's grab our temporary free diplomat and just say, boom, show strength. Gotta be the best peace deal here, right? Gets our power projection firmly above 50, gets us the splendor growth +2 per month from having humiliated rival. We get 300 monarch points, offsets the low military point generation we had, offsets some of the increased diplomatic power expense we've been paying. Potentially lets us get innovativeness from Diplotech. Probably going to miss out on it on these two, but I think we probably get it on Diplo. So yeah, thank you for just unconditionally surrendering, Serbia. That's why we reloaded the game. Nice. How much money can we get? Doesn't matter. Got monarch points. Okay, let's unmothball the heavies. And unmothball the most damaged galleys. Mothball the hogs. Hogs don't need no sailors. Combat ships do. I believe we have the potential for increased ship repair speed if I do expand infrastructure. By the way, in the background, for the last 4 years, we've been generating development points at a rate of 0.81 monthly development points. Based on these numbers, most of the generation for development points comes from base 0.04 per month, plus you get extra in your capital state, and then it gets multiplied by things like running the development point edicts, or buildings, or expand infrastructure. If we did this, it would increase local development point generation in this one province by 30%. That's another reason to consider doing it. And those 42 development points that we have can be spent anywhere for any type of development. Doesn't matter which province, doesn't matter if it's a state, a territory, a subject. If you do Diplo dev, military dev, you can spend them wherever you want. So that's the thing we could do. Anyway, so this army is going to come to here. Have the transports go to this island instead. I'm going to wait a couple months just to get the ships fully repaired. And one last check to see where the Ottoman army is. He does have a chance of taking that location, which is a bit spooky. And I am kind of worried that he's going to get the wrong... He's going to get black flagged and come back the wrong way. Who was it that asked that earlier? I feel like that was Gathis or Gouger. Yeah, if he gets black flagged here, there's like no way he's going to come back this way, right? Not a chance. Bit spooky. It was you, Ildamer. Well, do you guys want to play it safe and just wait for 1449 and then call in all our friendos? Or do we just go for it and just win? Lol. I could potentially rent Condottieri to Jandar, and we could distract the Ottomans, try to get them to put more troops over here, or something. Is the development point system from a mod? There is a standalone mod on the workshop called Development Points. It's made by someone named Harbivore, which is one of the lead developers for Beyond Typus, and it is baked in to Beyond Typus in the current version of Beyond Typus on Steam. So, yes, it is a mod. Alright, I think we gotta go for it. I was really hoping for military tech, but it looks like with, 3 points a month, that's just not gonna happen. Okay, let's think. If we are at war with the Ottomans, The nice thing about having lesbian subjects... Sorry, I mean, I'm allowed to say that. That's the adjective to describe the people that live in Lesbos. So the best thing about lesbians is that when you scootage them, you still have military access to their land and fleet basing in their land, but they can't be occupied. And when they border Gallipoli and this province, you can quickly occupy these and have naval superiority, and then the Ottomans only have here or here to cross, and they can't. So... you have it. Historically accurate. True. Indeed. I think we're going to wait at least until our armies are back into position. We have our March Athens, who is going to join us in the war. They're just still barely too large for us to get the benefit from send officers. But they do have a force limit of 3. We could still concentrate development from them. It would increase the cost to do dev clicks in our capital by 10% for 5 years. I think I'm going to delay getting admin tech a little bit in order to expand infrastructure here. You can only do this once every 20 development. Double, you know. Well, in vanilla, it's once every 15. But development's half as valuable, so it's essentially like once every 10 development. And then I think we want to do 2 dev clicks and then seize land from the subject. In that order, so that we aren't paying the extra 10% local dev cost for these 5 years. So that means he should be small enough that we can now send officers, get him all supercharged with his extra 20% morale of armies, 5% discipline. Not bad. Get our highest maneuver guy in charge of the army that's the slowest. Try to get these armies all together. Have you auto-transport to there, and these ones can try to head toward Inos. Okay, we're losing money. What can you do? Lovich is maxed out on opinion. They're willing to just straight up become our vassal. We're already spending a relationship on them. I don't think having them is going to make our other vassals disloyal, so... before we do this war, how about you become our subject? Thanks. Welcome, Lovich. If I divert trade from you, you will become disloyal, though. Do we make a second march? Got a capital in a hill with a real fort. Got a 2-star general. 243, damn. He's basically Bulgaria. So, long-term, as Byzantium, we're going to get access to, how do you pronounce it? Pronwars? Pronors? Pronwires? Prions. Prawns. We're going to get prawns, which are different from islets that the Ottomans can make, in the fact that with the Ottomans, you make them into an islet, and then you make them into a core islet, and then in vanilla, after 10 years, you can then integrate them, and I think it's like 6 diplo points per development instead of 8. So they're like cheaper to integrate. One drawback in Beyond Typus is that all vassal relationships have a cooldown of 25 years until you can integrate, not 10. Including islets, core islets, vassals, marches, etc. Personal unions are still 50 years. So, but Byzantium has prawns, prions, priors, whatever. And they're different because they've got like an inheritance thing, like they become a non-hereditary pranoir which makes it so that when the ruler dies, you automatically inherit the land. And I think that might bypass the 25-year restriction. Because it's just on ruler death. I think. So I believe we should be allowed to, long story short, I think we can make this guy into a march. When we eventually get access to Prenoirs, we can revoke march status, which resets the 25-year integration time, which sucks. But then we can make him into a Prenoiry, and then we can make him to a non-hereditary Prenoiry, and then just integrate him. So long story short, I think we should make him into a march. Yeah. Yeah, I'm leaning in that direction. Also, we've just gained 2 land force limit by making him into a vassal, so that's neat. Let's immediately start training more troops because we need them. And we want to be as strong as we can. We might invalidate rivals. Another option that we could explore, we could enforce peace or ally Jandar, theoretically. Try to involve ourselves in this war to set the truce. I'm a little spooked by the fact that he's already got 35% chance to take the only other fort he needs. But let's just take a backup save and go for it. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? This army will be there on the 14th. So we're going to declare for the reconquest of shoot, I want to make him a march. I guess we got to wait 1 more month. And we'll get our forts turned on here and here, on the fort in the capital. Treason against Byzantium. Well, boo. Shoot, I was also kind of hoping we could revoke one of these things. Well, I have no professionalism, so whatever. Okay, we just invalidated Karaman. Can I set one more rival before we do this? Aragon, Crimea, Genoa, Venice. We need to set it, otherwise power projection is going to fall below 50 during this war. Clearly, Venice is not a friend. So, probably Venice. Crimea would be an easier war, though. Let's try Crimea. And we can just embargo them right now. And we'll revoke the embargo from Karaman. And we will establish our March relationship with Lovich. Unfortunately, he deleted one of his troops because he's not very smart. We have to rebuild it. Allows us to divert trade, send officers, embargo rivals. We'll also maybe consider subsidizing. Royal marriage from Cyprus. Could dump the relationship to Cyprus now. I don't really need it anymore. Ottomans took the capital of Crimea. No, they didn't. Yes, they did. No, they didn't. Wait. No, they didn't. Is this your capital? They didn't take the capital. They got one more fort. Okay, we're good. And they're fighting that army there. And I can see their whole army. 10k up there, plus 12 and 1 is 13. 13 plus 10 is 23. I can see 23 out of 25. Still got tons of time. Got tons of time. Let's go for it. We'll make the war goal the highest war score cost province we have core on. Costs 2. This costs 2. This costs 2. This costs 2. This costs 6. We'll go for Macedonia. Also, our new vassal has a bunch of cores. But we're mostly interested in our cores, obviously. Macedonia. Leroy Jenkins. Alright, so, let's grab the mercs. They can go to Deern. We'll grab a king. I don't really want to risk him, actually. Actually, I need him in order to let this army reinforce. We'll risk it for now. And we have turned the tide. We currently reside on the edge of the abyss, with the Turkish plotting to take our city as we speak. This is our last stand. If we don't beat them back here, all is lost. We gain core on the provinces required for the mission, deny Ottoman access. So not only do we have core on these, we now also have core on this. Wow. So that's neat. Okay, we got 2 more troops coming out soon. We can turn that fort off because we got Athens in the war who's going to defend there. And we need to pay very, very, very close attention to his navy. That's our #1 goal. First off, kill his navy. Second off, leave the transports behind in order to blockade straits. Also, I have 1 galley over here that needs to get saved. A naval battle there between us and who? Byzantine Ottomans. He is heading to the Eastern Black Sea. Tell our subjects to be focused on sieges. We don't want them to do anything but just try to sneak occupations. He is not liking my galley being there, huh? I find that to be a little bit rude. 24th of July. Might just lose that galley. We've gained the Reconquest Sea beyond Lesbos, our vassal. Yeah, that galley is just out of position. Whoops. I'm going to risk something. Since we know where his whole army is, we're going to go auto siege. Auto siege. Auto siege. Auto siege. Auto siege. And just let them auto siege to their heart's content. Little 1 stacks. Maybe they'll succeed at doing stuff. Maybe I have to cancel it all. I don't know. We'll see soon. We should be winning this naval battle. They have 6 galleys. We have 5 galleys now, unfortunately, but we have 2 heavies. We've got our 002 versus their 212. We're rolling zeros. Nice. 2.37 morale to their 2.34 morale. We try to switch to like a morale of armies guy, or a morale of navies guy. That's probably worth the cost. Naval land force limit is actually at 15 now. I think we can get rid of this land force limit guy. Potentially. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to keep on not doing auto siege. Are we winning the naval battle? That's the question. We have heavies. Granted, it's inland seas. Galleys do double damage to non-galleys, but heavies still have more artillery, more bullets. We lost ship. We lost ship! No! I don't want to lose ship. Serbia just pieced out with Hungary. Serbia's no longer a valid rival. Next time, don't roll badly. Did we roll badly in the naval battle? Is that what just happened? I could see that being a thing. Bosnia's up to peace with Hungary now as well. Okay, well, their navy should be tied up, hopefully trying to blockade that capital. Gotta keep in mind that our navy is just not very good. We'll focus on... we'll focus on occupations over here. So, one thing that's kind of interesting, notice how this 2-stack is actually able to siege down a level 1 fort. This is interesting. In Beyond Typus, devastation causes these effects. Local garrison size minus 2.3%. That doesn't seem like it should do that much, right? But for some reason, weird math happens, and when you have less than normal garrison size, even by just 2%, or from the effect of autonomy, that's also affecting it. Garrison size, yeah, local garrison size minus 22%. It hits integer breakpoints and then rounds down to the nearest 2, like, really quickly. It's actually not uncommon to see forts that only require 1 regiment to siege. If you can get them, like, well, if you just do this. Scorched Earth is buffed in Beyond Typus. 5 military points, hostile movement speed minus 50, monthly devastation 0.25 for 60 months, but it flat out directly increases devastation instantly by 20. 20 is a lot. 20 does... I think local garrison size minus 10%. Seems poorly designed. Feedback is welcome. Please sign up for the beta. I promise that any feedback you can give to Herbivore and Dub and the other guys that are hard at work on it, that it would be appreciated. I have to get started on some of the actual sieges. So, yeah, devastation, you get occupied, 0.2. One of the things that you... Oh, okay. Lovich, noble from the Palagolos family with 023, becomes heir. Okay. What we're going to want to do is, as soon as we get started on these sieges, we're just going to... I mean, I want the military tech, don't get me wrong. I want the innovativeness, don't get me wrong. But for 5 military points, I can just click that, and now this province has 20 devastation, which does a number of things that are very good for us. Local defensiveness minus 10%. So that's plus 2 days per siege tick, 20-day base. Garrison size goes down by 10%. Under siege increases devastation by 1 per month. Scorched Earth, 0.25. There's a homeostatic relationship with devastation that I guess it's like, what, 1/100th of the amount of devastation in a province is reduced per month. So if you had 100 devastation, you would lose 1 devastation per month. It's hard to get all the way to 100, but just by paying 5 military points, we can make this province now only take 2 regiments to siege, and we can, it'll slowly build up devastation over time, which is good. Naples just became independent. So I mean, this is a big deal. Being able to siege down his forts with just 2 troops instead of 6 in vanilla. 6. That's a lot. A lot. I think. Venice has declared war upon Ragusa. Interesting. That means the Ottomans are not willing to defend. They just ignored their guarantee. How did I miss the province of Ceres? Do not know. But it happened. Maxed out relations with Epirus already. Scorch every fort that we're sieging. I've spent 15 military points so far scorching these. But I feel like the extra 10% local defensiveness reduction You know how in vanilla EU4, if you can approach 90% siege ability, sieges get kind of ridiculous? It's a lot harder to do that in Beyond Typus, but with this autonomy system, provinces that have a very, very high local autonomy already have very low defensiveness. See, this province with 92% has negative 46% local defensiveness. If you stack on top of that devastation, it's almost like approaching the siege cap. So I feel like the military points are probably worth being spent on that. Have you head back over to there? Although we could use boats to make that a little bit quicker. Okay, he did take the capital of Crimea, it looks like. So Crimea's probably going to peace out very soon, and we might just be screwed. We might be having to 1444 or white peace, because if he black flags the wrong direction, which he's likely to do, I could just be screwed. And it's all because of that Serbia war. I'll love it to go for this. You sneaky goose, he did it! No! We're in trouble. Hmm. Well, if that army already went this way, that is 100% chance that he's going to go that way. Ottoman's doing naval... Oh, did he naval transport it to Tulsia? Is that what he just did? I hate that I just spent 25 military points burning all these things. But I think we just have to... fall back from these three, head to here. We need to tell Lovich that his job is to attach. Tell him to attach to this army. Wasn't paying attention to that navy, darn it. Yeah, he's gonna immediately murder that army. Bum. A 2-1. I almost feel like... Oh, damn. Crimea's providing us with a 2-4, even though he's about to leave the war. He could have got... I'm not sure if he got black flagged or if he did the other thing, but... If we lose that army... Oh, he took it! Oh my god! Got your capital, neener neener. With 1 day to spare. Premier luck. I mean, it's not going to get a garrison recovery tick. But maybe... If we reinforce, there's a chance... No, we can't reinforce it. I think that army's gonna get stack wiped no matter what I do. Probably. Yeah. Oh, we took another fort. And all we lost was the free company, so... This feels like a salvageable situation, unless... I can't... Okay, so he's immediately barraged. My entire army is a total of 10 troops. If we get Lovich to attach... I need Lovich to stop doing this. What do you guys think? Just hire the 2-6? Did I check the Palace Guards? Oh, right, the Palace Guards, that's a thing. I totally forgot that the Palace Guards is a special mercenary company that we have access to that doesn't cost force limit. Yeah, that's a big deal. How are you supposed to know that's a thing if you don't know that's a thing? We could try to get Athens to attach, but he's got that wall breach. I think I want to let him just finish the siege. This feels like a debase currency and higher mercs type situation. They're a bit pricey, but the fact that they don't take land force limits is interesting. I think we switch to Morale of Armies, and we hire both. Oh, the Novgorod company actually cannot be hired. Never mind. The best one we can hire is a 2-3, 2-3, 2-2, 5-2. There's a 0-4. And then there's the 2-3-3-2. We'll start with the Palace Guard, because it's a 2-3-1-2. Takes 0 days. Wow. That's so fast. One more debase currency. Take the Morlocks. 49 days? We need them. We need everyone. They are assaulting. Okay. I do not like the fact that these are, it's 5 troops. I only have 4 transports. Really prefer to be able to move them on boats. We should probably get another transport queued up. Or a couple, just in case. And I guess I'm just going to keep on debasing currency, because why not? If we can get here before the monthly tick, we could have prevented the garrison from recovering, but I wasn't paying attention. Whoops. Our navy is just chilling there, so that's a good sign. We don't have artillery, so I can't barrage like they did. Only if it was coastal. I'm gonna mothball this fort too, because we're poor shit. Losing a lot of occupations along this edge here, since we're not threatening those other forts. We're 20 war score though. Ticking war score is building up because we control Macedonia. They're still in their offensive war, despite having 99 war score. Not really sure what their plan is there. Just leave the Palace Guard in charge, I guess, and a letter to the Queen of Theodora, asking for admin points, military points, manpower, or get 10 prestige. Don't really need the manpower. Don't really think that the military points are going to come in time. I think I actually just want the prestige. I'm going to start threatening this side of the strait as well, to see if we can convince the retreating armies to maybe come back on this side of the strait. No, Lovich, you fool! What are you doing? Getting stack wiped is what you're doing. Drawback to that is that this army... we need to keep at least enough troops on this side to prevent him from trying to fight us. Ooh, Mamluks maybe finish their war and come in on a promise. They don't border the Ottomans, and they don't strongly desire any Ottoman territory. Although, they will border them if they take Tarsus. They might take. Okay, this guy's got 2 siege ships as well. File both merc stacks on there, pull the regulars off. Ooh, we got our own breach, natural breach assault. Now, the downside to actually killing his army is that it could cause him to retrain all over the place on this side, but if we can hunt that army, it could be good. Nice, this fort fell, Phocis. We'll have Athens pay for that. Actually, have Levitch pay for it, just because Athens has 47% defensiveness. Levitch only has 37. I guess Athens can pay for it. And that's not a real fort, it's just a capital fort, so it doesn't cost maintenance. We gain core on Servia. Okay. Neat. We are able to catch him if we want to fight in the hills. Hills used to give -2 in Beyond Typus, now they're down to just -1. Mountains used to give -3, they're down to -2. The thing is that if we pile into this, we've definitely got enough troop count. And I might be able to morale wipe it. Athens gave the fort back. Sneaky goose. Let's just follow them rather than take the fight. See if we can find a fight in more favorable terrain. Yeah, like if he moves into the flat farmlands there. On the 6th. We can engage on the 5th and then pile in. Much better. Just losing, you know, 7 gold a month. No big deal. Also, probably not the time to be rooting out corruption. We're losing 0.8 to be over the land force limit until I can consolidate some of the regulars down. These transports and galleys are just hanging out doing nothing. Mamluks took Tarsus. You already did. Has it been less than 3 years? It has. We could call him in on a promised territory. Do we need to, though? Aren't we winning already? Just not give him anything. What's the cooldown on that? I forget. If you violate a promise of territory completely, you can't use promised land for, what is it, 20 years? 10 years? 30 years? 73? It would definitely speed things up by a lot, and there's a chance that the Mamluks would end up just piecing out. It's very likely that the Ottomans will take military tech soon, and when they do, if they crush the Mamluks a couple times, the Mamluks might just white peace, because they are not going to be on track to keep up with tech. Yeah, I think we should. Also loses trust with all allies? No, you lose trust with all allies when you dishonor a defensive call to arms. You actually lose trust with everyone in your religious group, I believe. You lose trust with... I think you actually only lose trust with the person you promised it. I think we do call them in. Yeah, they are definitely temporary. We'll give you land, I swear. Hee hee, hee hee. Alright, we got our straits to worry about. I have way too many diplomats doing nothing. We should top off relations with, like, Athens and the Lesbians. That's just the name of their country, don't get mad at me. We won the battle, wow. Ottomans. Their artillery is here too, at least one of them. Unfortunately, we don't get to just fight them in the next province over, but we can go and start pressuring these 3 forts. The nice thing about having scorched them is that they kind of stay scorched, right? The devastation stays active, which still affects the garrison. Look at how small that garrison is. 625 troops. Imagine we get a wall breach there. So easy. Consolidate our regulars down to less than our force limits. We'll have these guys go there. We'll have these guys go there. We'll have the regulars go toward that one. Okay, so they can't get across the strait right now. Tell our subjects to be focused on whatever they want now. And turn off attach armies on any I have. Like they're retreating probably all the way to Valona, my guess. This is Ionis the 8th. This is our king. Do we want Ionis to lead? I mean, it's an extra stab if he dies, but he's got a siege pip. He's got that going for him, which is nice. Got to establish the full occupation over here so that he can't train troops if he gets beaten somewhere. He is done with his other war. We still see his transports. I don't have access. I do have access. He can actually walk this way now. Wow. Look how much land the Ottoman took up there. Wow. That's surprising. He has 22k troops. The Baffa. Baffa with 1. We have a breach. Totally worth the assault then. Unless we don't have the morale to win? Come on. Dude. Really? That's disappointing. Did they take Crimea River? Look at Athens go. What a little boss. Just knocking down forts, ignoring the rest of the war. That's like his job, man. Go to Athens. 6k versus 6.3k. He's going to be there on the 14th. We can be there on the 14th. We can't know for sure. Yes, I can. We can check the file. Underscore countries dash shortcut. Find Biz. Biz is line 27. Turkey is line... Granted, I'm playing modded, but they're line 48 vanilla. I think it's safe to assume Byzantium is ahead of Ottomans, aren't they? Does he have tech? He does have tech. However, military tech 4 is not as spooky in Beyond Typus as it is in vanilla. He gains 0.2 tactics, and he gains 0.2 infantry shock. So his infantry shock goes from 0.8 to 1.0. But there's no morale advantage, and there's no tactics advantage on tech 4. Sorry, there is a tactics advantage, it's only 0.2. Not 0.25. Also, we start at 1.0 tactics instead of at 0.5. So the discrepancy or the disparity in going from 0.5 to 0.75 is stronger than going from 1 to 1.2. Yes, infantry fire and cavalry fire are both higher than vanilla. And cavalry shock is huge, but it's compensated for by the fact that base cavalry ratio is only 30%. So fewer cavalry, but they hit hard. Very hard. Like 3 times harder than infantry. Yeah, I think trying to go up that hill... I mean, if it were... It's a mountain behind a river. We do have a maneuver advantage, so it is -3 for him. 2 from the terrain, 1 for the river crossing. And he's already lower than we are on morale. So if we can get him... In fact, if we beat him, I think we can stack wipe him. We can get here now that we have that fort. I think we should take the fight. Let's just take the fight. What's the worst we're gonna do? I mean, we could die. We could just die. But it's -3. Abdullah Kara. 1-0. Jonas, he's got this. He's got this all the way. Keeping an eye out. Corner of my eye. Yeah, look at that. 700 men. That's fine. And we can go kill him now. Unless he goes that way. Peter. Where's he going? We are at 42 war score. The Mamluks have started occupying stuff over here for us. And they barely want anything, so they're actually going to be very... You know, we could just maybe give them land, because they don't want much. Like, they literally only want 2 provinces. It'd be very easy to satisfy the promise. Maybe we don't dishonor the promise. Hey, nice. Looks like the primary Ottoman army. The 9 infantry, 3 cavalry, 1 artillery. Led by Hamid Malkok. Excuse me? Hamid Malkok, the 03. SJD, thank you for your sub. 53 million months. Okay, he's stopping there, so we want to be a bit more careful. That fort fell. Go to Athens. An ally has accepted peace with Genoa. These armies grouped up. This army can go threaten Silistria, I suppose. Scotland peaced out with England. The Din fell. We'll give this to Lovick. Make sure we occupy these forts that Hungary borders, because he probably wants that land. I don't want him to be able to occupy it. Let's face it, the Hungarian alliance is probably temporary too. Arriving a bit piecemeal. Let's have the... Teleport some generals around, see if we can speed it up so that they arrive a little bit more in sync. This army is likely to retreat up to Tulsia. Have the Palace Guard go work on the next fort. We'll have these guys go there, there, and there. Ragusa is dead. They're gone. Just like that. The Renaissance spawned in Pavia. And within like a couple days, we should get the event that gives us... Couple days. Free Renaissance, please. I paid like 100 billion ducats for it. There it is. Thank you. Renaissance in the capital. Boom. 108 monies. I don't have any monies. Crap. How am I supposed to have institution if I don't have monies? Ugh, 5.7 corruption. What have I done to this country? 62 days left on innovativeness from tech for admin. No innovativeness for mill. Yuck. You have I have very much negative monies. I owe 300 gold to the burghers. I owe 5.7 corruption at a cost of, like, let's see, how much would it cost to fully root this out? 5.7 divided by 1, obviously, is 5.7 years at 2.85 monies per month times 12 months. 200 gold to root out corruption, 200 whatever gold to the burgers. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a little bit of money. I owe a little bit of money here and there. Embrace your inner Greek and just take the monies from others. That's not a bad idea. We're not over the land force limit anymore. I feel like I need money. We're also at 8 out of 5 relations still. I've been meaning to dump an alliance, but I forget which one. It wasn't Cyprus, was it? No, I think I still kind of like Cyprus for some reason. Maybe not. Is Cyprus worth a relationship? We have 12 favors. We could just take 600 soldiers and then break the relation. Can we vassalize them? Currently we're at negative 82 reasons due to economic base, but that's before we get all our cores back. And we're liable to gain... How much to have? 6, 18... 18 plus 6 plus 5 plus 16 plus 9 plus this holding state. That's another 46. We're about to gain 100 dev on the dot. Plus this province, 108 dev. Changes to bankruptcy. I don't know. I have not been bankrupt before in Beyond Typus. That's one of the few things I have not yet experienced. Let's just see how close we are to that deal, though. We wanted to return cores, sort by receiver. Actually, you can't use return core itself. Right. Sort by diplo cost. And give to me. That should be... That needs to get transferred to me. That's these, plus that, plus all that, plus that. 43 war score. Next, we could give land back to Lovitch. We don't have to, though. I think that the shorter truce might be more valuable because these two missions and these two missions are like the core starting point for the Byzantine Resurgence mod. You've got to win the first war with the Ottomans, you know, kick them out of Greece, kick them out of whatever. And then, you know, Lovitch, yeah, it's nice. We got a little march up there. He's got cores, whatever. But, not that big of a deal. Yeah, Lovitch does, interestingly, Lovitch has their own unique mission tree. And I think it's one of the ones that's expandable. Yeah, right here. Restore Bulgaria, obtain new missions. SJD, thank you for gifting 10 subs. Happy Wednesday. I need to feed Pancake. He's going to keep yelling at me. So their mission tree does this, where they need to own states in the Bulgarian region, and as they do that, it gives them permanent claims on, like, the next state. And then once they've done all 5 states to make Bulgaria, then they, like, kind of become pseudo-Bulgaria. But they also just have core on some of the land. But the states are up here, so, like, you can't just straight up use return core, because they don't have core on everything. If we were going to give them anything, I would just give them, like, their capital state, which does I think the middle mission, which gives them claims on Reclaim Vidin. Yeah, that gives them claims on this edge piece. And I think it also gives them claims on this edge piece. It's like a 5-province little smiley face. Is the Crimea trade node owned by the Ottomans or not? It is currently owned primarily by Genoa with 23%. Yeah, that is a good upside, Neander, DK. The problem is, what are the Hungarians going to do if we block this access route? You know? I mean, there's a good chance that Hungary falls into a junior partnership under Austria soon, which should curtail most of their expansion. Because Austria, being our ally, they won't care about this land. And they won't care enough to hate us. Hungary will hate us, but Austria won't. If Hungary's a subject. Poland should have enough going on up here. There's maybe an argument for, like, returning these two and then taking these two to block the Hungarians. The Hungarians are going to kill Wallachia, though, either way. And then they're going to border the Ottomans all along here. And keep in mind, the more land we take in this war, the longer the truce, the longer until we get to take Clay. Hungary took the not PU option already. They are... Well, even if they didn't take the PU option, Austria is going to have, from their mission tree, they're going to get, what's it called? The Fall of Hungary or the Collapse of Hungary. As soon as they have more personal dev than Hungary, they'll get Restoration of the Union over Hungary. Hungary can't kill Wallachia if Poland does. How do you see these things? Like, I'm blind to this. Like, the fact that Poland is occupying Wallachia right now is... I didn't even know that was happening. Why are they doing this? Poland, what are you doing? They, like, barely care about it, and they're just gonna, like, go, like... Your balanced personality, but you're gonna kill Bazaar? Yeah, I mean, okay. They got bored. They only want a little bit of Ottoman land, not much. We could threaten, like, this is land that we want, and see if that affects the alliances before we do the peace deal. And then, of course, we're supposed to give a little bit of clay to, you know, this idiot, Mamluks, but I'm probably not going to do that. Unless they occupy the land themselves. They have to beat the Ottomans by themselves. If they can beat the Ottomans and occupy these two provinces, I'll give it to them. Otherwise, SOL, dude. Not my problem. Establish a blockade on this coastal fort. The Pope has insulted us. Dude. The Pope rivaled us. Dude. We're like the last bastion of Christianity against the Ottomans, and you're just, like, making fun of us? Talk about kicking someone when they're down. It's so mean. Alright, this advisor situation is too expensive. We just have to, like, really go cheap mode. I have to just fire advisors. We gotta stop rooting out corruption. We gotta stop being over the naval force limit. That would be great. If we could just do that, that would be great. But ports. How much longer do you think it'll take the Mamluks to just, like, not want to be in the war? Go to Lovich. And we're going to want to immediately knock those... Oh, well, hello there, Ottomans. I've found you. Okay, I can go to Lovich as well, although that's my core. How much do forts actually cost? 0.3 monies. I am so poor, I'm actually going to make him pay for it. Because I don't have any money. Just don't have any, you know? Mamluks will hold to the end. They're getting sieged, so not that long. I think that we'd have to wait for... Most likely for the Ottomans to go all the way to their capital. If we were truly waiting for that. Might be a good idea to not siege these two coastal provinces right now. So that this fleet can retreat to closer locations. Try that. Reset the sieges. May have already been too close anyway, but I'm not even certain though that I actually have naval superiority still. We match their galley count, but these two heavies, they're just not quite good enough, man. Is Poland giving the Autoblobs access? We have access through Moldavia via... Moldavia giving access to the Mamluks. Because of the Mamluks, not Poland. Drawback to Poland and the Mamluks, I guess. We still need to occupy all this, so I guess we should do that. Are we winning? We must be. We must be. We simply must. Look at that. That 13 stack's so mad. He wants to cross the strait, and he's like, I can't get across the strait. It's not fair. How dare you block my ability to cross the strait? We've captured 2 ships. Killed 2 galleys. Killed 3 transports. Captured a galley. Captured a transport. Nice. And we have fleet movement speed +1. We are actually at 5 transports now, which means we can move the palace guard around. Nice. These go over there. I think I will just take the heavies and mothball them until the next naval battle. Oh, crap. Excuse me? He built a heavy. How did he do that? He's like really wanting to get across that strait, apparently. I can understand it. Hold. He wants to cross. Yeah, he does. He really does. It's because I got rid of the naval morale advisor, most likely. He's now trying to poke out. We need to kill that ship, that heavy, before it can get any friends. So, let's pull 5 troops down to here. Have these transports all dock up. Interesting, I didn't expect the Ottomans to actually build heavies. I wonder if he built it in response to my heavy, though. He might have. Can we safely go occupy Karabiga at the moment? Force that heavy out. He's got 22k troops. He's got a tech advantage. Looks like he has pulled back from the Mamluk front. So I'm guessing more of the troops are in here. Also possible he went this way, but he did not. Okay. What we should probably do then is... barrage this... Oh, never mind. It's already been breached. Probably just assault. Only 336 men here. Assaults are so much easier. These, like, distant holdings that the Ottomans have with low defensiveness are just very easy to take. Same can be said about us, though, too, if that were to, we were to do that. We could take Diplotech soon if I had money. I would prefer to embrace the institution first. In fact, I'd love to embrace the institution and then sell the institution to Styria / Austria. Bum. How many men does he have left? Both in field and in manpower. He's down to 3k manpower, 22k thousand troops. Here are the numbers. Ottomans have money, 205 money. They recover 1,100 manpower per month. Like you do. Currently slackening standards. Their income is only 9.93. They have no mercs yet. They're down to 521 artillery from their original 4,000. I'm guessing that they likely got wiped with some of the staff. I know I killed one. They don't typically keep the 4 artillery together. But it could just be multiple damaged regiments. Not that it matters that much. Yeah, one of his artillery is here. 521. That might be the only one. Yeah. Okay, so now we know he's down to just 1 artillery regiment. Have this paid for by... How's Lovich doing? 60 gold. Lovich, this is for you. You pay for it. Word has reached Ionis and the citizens of Constantinople that the Ottoman Sultan has begun his march on the city with an army of Janissaries to support him. Morale of armies +5, fort defense, or gain stability. Well, we're not really trying to do more battles. I think we'll just take the stab. Albania has declared war upon Serbia. Lose legitimacy, okay. Exempt from seizing land has expired. If I see the Ottomans on that front, I'm definitely going to go for knocking that heavy out. Rebels, sir. Aragonese rebels. They're here. Alright, they are fighting against Athens' fleet. I need to leave enough to fight their heavy. I guess we leave 1 heavy behind of our own. And then just send 1 heavy to fight this. There they are. 13k over there. 13 out of 20. That's worth risking. Let's just sneak across real quick and occupy Karabiga. Karabiga. We're gonna knock that heavy out of the port, sink it real quick, maybe even capture it. Captured a ship. Cool. Nice, we're actually there before the monthly tick. There's the heavy out. Retreat, though, because I don't actually want this army on this side of the strait at the moment. We are fighting just the 1 heavy. Kill it. Murder it. Capture it. No capture. And the rest of his fleet is here. Alright, let's just go in there then too. It's not like they've lost control of all of their Balkan holdings or anything like that. Do you start with the vanilla debuffs in this? I assume you're talking about these things? Foreign fleets, hyperinflation, lack of levies, Council of Florence, Latin merchants, all that stuff? If so, then yes. Or, oh, those are just from the mod? What are the vanilla debuffs then? I'm actually not familiar. Also, I don't think vanilla starts you off with your entire military, your entire noble's estate locked out. Yeah, you get these benefits, but every privilege is granted and you can't do anything about it, you know? Well, we can after this war. Time for an Orthodox Basilius Autocrator. Excuse me? Why is he Catholic? You silly goose. We should abdicate. We'll just abdicate. Our heir is Greek. Oh, he's Catholic too. Shit. Why are they Catholic? I thought we had the event, but I said no to that. Well, good news is we're at 71 war score, and the Ottomans would surrender, giving us every core we have, except this one. Need to transfer back to me and then pay for, okay. That's every core we currently own. The interesting thing about the cores in this mission tree is that, like, the land that we get, it doesn't touch. There's, like, little sea tile access in Thessaly and these. And I think that that's by design. It's, you want the Ottomans to keep on trying to, like, protect both sides of the strait. And have their armies in, you know, out of position and whatever. You don't want to just take their whole coast. Makes it worse. Makes you weaker. They're Catholic because of historical accuracy. Interesting. The Council of Florence is what caused him to become Catholic? I remember reading about Council of Florence in here, but we shall bow to the papal authority in Rome. Well, then why did he rival us? We've already bowed to his authority. We respect his authority. A jerk. Kind of tempted to debase currency one more time so that I can embrace the institution and sell it to Styria. Take tech. Mamluks have occupied a province. Did they now? Is that enough? Not quite. They want both. Well, get going, derp. You want it, occupy it. Not my fault. Gosh, we're losing money. 2 gold a month for being over the naval force limit, but we sank that heavy, right? He doesn't have any anymore. Yeah, his fleet is pretty much done. I think we're safe. Pretty much mothball. Pull back all these ships, and then pull the galleys out, mothball everything else. Put the leader in charge. Also, our leader, Anbilo, picked up fleet movement speed +1, which is a pretty great trait, honestly. Hungary has no heir. A noble from House Visconti. House Visconti? Is that Milan? Milan has more dev than we do. Ooh. Yeah, as soon as we occupy this, and then we'll... I mean, I can just unmothball and send them out again, but we're going to keep mothballing them each monthly tick. Losing a little tiny bit of, hull strength isn't going to stop us from winning that naval battle really easily. Nice, I got a wall breach here. Venice declared war upon Hum. Build 2 more galleys, 1 more transport, captured a ship. I think at this point I really don't need even that many galleys. Just going to 2. 2 whole galleys can be on blockade duty. Well, it worked out. I think we did it. Looks like the Ottomans just forced them back. I'm going to tell Mamluks to go for the thing that they actually want. Maybe they'll do it. And in the meantime, we're going to hide on this side of the strait on almost no maintenance so that we stop losing money. Also, ideally, we want to stop looting our own land. Like the land that I'm going to take in the peace deal. Cool. Mamluks lost a fight again. It's good for us. Kind of. I mean, if I don't care about the promise of territory, then we could just peace out right now and ignore this. Alternatively, we could wait, weaken the Mamluks by forcing them to continue to fight the tech-advantaged Ottomans, and eventually they'll wipe peace, and then I didn't break the promise of territory, and I weakened the Ottomans, and I weakened the Mamluks. But it costs us truce time. Like, we could just be at peace right now. We could be at peace right now, and I could own all these cores. Why do we have so few cores? We're playing Beyond Typus, and Beyond Typus with the Byzantine Resurgence submod, or Beyond Typus, which revamps the entire Byzantine mission tree. Over the course of the first, 6 or 7 missions, we will gain core on more and more land. I kind of lean toward just betray the Mamluks outright. Peace out now. I'm going to transfer all of this stuff to subject. And then see what it would look like if we did return core Sophia. Return core Byrot. And then he doesn't have core on these two. But if I just take these two on its own, it's not even that much dev. It's like 3 and 4. That would be enough to pretty much block the Ottomans. Sorry, the Hungarians. You can shift-click provinces. Never knew that. They just added it in one of the most recent patches. And again, there's also an argument for returning the rest of his capital state so that he's actually not useless. We could look at where the Ottomans have forts. He's got a core on that fort. He's got a core on Silistria fort. There's 2 forts in this state. If I did do Silistria... Silistria, Nikopol, Arnovo, Razgarad, Human Ruse. It's just so little war score, you know? Yep, it also connects it to our own land. It gives us a contiguous border all the way up to Hungary. We could walk this whole route. And what does he get for having that mission turned in? I forget. Oh, he'll end up with claims on the whole 2 outer states. So next war. How bad is taking all of his cores? We're missing this whole state and 3 provinces in this state. The only thing I'm not sure of is, and I could take the time, but I'm not sure if we personally get core on some of this land ourselves. You're not required to vassalize Lovich, right? Like, you can just ally them or whatever. It's quite possible that one of these is going to give us personally held core there, or maybe not. I don't know. But we're already at 64 war score. %68 participation. Negative. We have 12 potential reasons to still work with here. Picking war score is not maxed. We're at 11.2. This war has gone amazingly well. Feels like we should still push a little bit more until either the picking war score is maxed or until Mamluk War Enthusiasm. They are at blah, 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 65. Quite high. Can we get more war score from blockades? We can blockade his subject here. We already occupy everything up there. We could blockade. This isn't fully blockaded. Nope, not true. Kokeli is blockaded. The fort's blockaded. He's got a fort here, but that is on this sea tile here. So it is blockaded. Looks like we have pretty much every fort blockaded, except for the subject capital right there. Afra. The only thing that worries you is Poland. True, the fact that Poland kind of already is going after Buzau, I could easily see him flipping a little bit more aggressive on the next ruler. And then, because he's already got some clay here, because he declared using Moldavia's claims, but it's so common now for the AI to declare with their subjects' claims and then take the land for themselves. So I'm expecting he's going to keep this himself. And once he owns it, he could flip a lot more aggressive against the Ottomans. He might even invalidate Livonian Order and Teutonic Order as valid rivals and then rival the Ottomans. Why don't we just get out? Yeah, they do have permanent claims on like all of Wallachia. I think we get out now. Take one province in Crimea? We are, interesting. We are Eastern Tech Group, which means we have access to the Cossacks estate if we have steppe territory. In order to have access to the Cossacks, you have to be Eastern Tech Group, or you have to be a Horde. No, not a Horde. I think it's just Eastern Tech Group is the main requirement. Plus own steppe play. So for that reason, I'm pretty interested. Not sure about the for claims part, but yeah. Can we afford cav at the moment? No. But, I mean, if you're gonna have a cav, you'd rather have the cav be a Cossacks cav. Plus, the Cossacks estate no longer requires you to only hire cavalry. You can have Cossack infantry now. Did you know that? And they have increased shock damage dealt. So yeah, I like the idea of just taking like one Cossacks, one steppe province over here. Based on low dev, like these two would be ideal. It shouldn't cause too much border friction with the Polish, but you never know. You never know. Increasing Embrace Renaissance. Renaissance before we get more land. The cost to embrace Renaissance is based on state cores. So it would only increase the cost to embrace the Renaissance if we stated the land first. All the land that we're taking, I think, for the most part, is in new states. Maybe not. What, isn't it scaled by autonomy? Oh, right, you're right, I'm sorry. It's the percentage of... You need 10% of state cores to allow embracement. That's not that I'm thinking of. That's the tie to state. True. Right, well, I guess we're debasing currency yet again. Weird to do that click so often. Corruption 7.7. Oh my god. No neighbor bonus yet either. We could wait for that, but I think that the Diplo Rep +1 and the Spy Network Construction are both, like, good enough. And, I just want it. I want it, it's mine, I made this. Did you see me? I did it. I made it. Also, can I offer knowledge to Austria? Austria doesn't want it. He's outside of our colonial range. No! Poland would give 1.1. 1.35 with Hungary. Lithuania, 0.92. I guess we go with Hungary. Sad. I was really thinking we'd be able to reach the other guy. Okay, we can get up to 1,200 gold if we do that, so let's actually grab these lights, unmothball, go blockade Bafra. Crazy how easy it is to blockade people. One ship can blockade 31 total development. That's crazy. I don't really understand how that math's working. Way easier in Beyond Typus. Two monthly ticks will be at 12. On the ticking war score. That's a merc stack. He just hired the free company. So he must be out of professionalism. I think it's really funny how this entire war I've not paid for my own forts, except for the capital, which I'm going to stop paying for. Because we're poor. I don't know if you knew that or not. We're very poor. We should wait at least one more monthly tick. Brandenburg's gonna do something naughty. There's got to be a way to stop the Ottoman-French alliance event. I mean, you could just attack them and then annul their alliance to the French. That is an option. I would recommend it. Fortunately, he's down to medium enthusiasm. Probably because of the increased manpower pool of that Merc company. But he can't get to us, so we'll just chill here until he decides to go after the other guy. The leader of the mercenary company known as the Morlocks is now a 4-3-2-2. Nice. Isn't that a shame? I mean, it's just hilarious. He's got 33,000 troops. He's got a tech advantage. He's just stronger than we are, and he's getting his ass kicked. The Lovitch cores. I'm only looting these 3 provinces right now, which are not part of the land that we're taking. I mean, if I really wanted to be mean, I would look to see which land he's going to have, and then look to see which land he's going to have that's not in zone of control. And then technically, we could, like, actually Scorched Earth on all that land. So, like, Scorched Earth is brutal. It is so brutal in Beyond Typus, because it's goods produced, it's reduced development point generation. The Scorched Earth effect in vanilla, all Scorched Earth does is like, what, 5 devastation, and then it applies the local modifier to movement speed, etc. But it doesn't cause ongoing 0.25 monthly devastation for 5 years. So this, in any province that doesn't have an adjacent fort, is like, you will not have prosperity for 5 years. Ever. Very mean. So they're going to unoccupy everything along the coast that they can reach, and then after they go focus on the Mamlukian front, we will consider... So now, I'm thinking, I don't know what Cyprus? Just really not liking these extra relationship slots now. Oh my god, we're making money! You think it does have plus monthly devastation in vanilla too? Does it? Quick fact check. Anyone know? Anyone know for sure? Albania. Skanderbeg. Whoa. Skanderbeg, do you want to be a bro and be our friend? We should probably improve relations with you. You're going to be a problem. And also, I should probably spy on, like, Genoa. We should have that diplomat, like, always. A diplo point for a diplomat is such a good deal. Get that diplomat. Let's spy on Venice. Venice, Genoa. Gazaria. That is Genoa. I guess a claim on Epirus would be good, unless Athens already took care of it. Did not. We should spy. Epirus can't be trusted to be independent, can they? Hawara and Hejaz are going to die. Costs me war score. However, don't care. Poland took Wallachian land. Yep, we were talking about that. We expected that. That drastically altered their desire to have clay up here. It's bad. If we make the Ottomans too much weaker, they're going to attack them. You know what's crazy is we worked so hard to become friends with Poland, and in the end we didn't need them at all. Nor do we need Hungary. Nor do we need Austria. Like, we really didn't even need the Mamluks. If the Mamluks weren't in this war, we'd already be done. The fact that they're in the war is, like, just stalling it out a bit. Nice. Ottomans at 8.02. War exhaustion. Feels good, man. You wouldn't be so sure about the Mamluks. How come? They kept the Ottoman armies busy. Well, if the Ottomans didn't have the Mamlukian front to deal with, what would the Ottomans' armies have been doing? We did deal with like a 10 stack. That was kind of a panic moment that I had to hire 2 merc companies to be able to deal with it. But then he did send the rest, like the other 20,000 troops to this side. Are you suggesting that if we hadn't called the Mamluks in, that he wouldn't have sent the 20 there? Then we would have had to deal with the 20 on this side? Because that could have been spooky. I agree. I can see that being spooky. So what were we doing again? We're returning all of the cores to us. We're returning capital state to our subject, 2 cores to our subject, 2 claims to the subject. I really don't care if the subject gets his mission tree done that much. I think blocking Hungary is still somewhat reasonable, but there's nothing I can do to stop Poland now. Poland's going to be super aggro. I just had a thought. 1, 2, 3. If we get 3 centers of trade, we can turn on exclusive trade rights, which I think we're already on track for. Without the Mamluks, the Ottomans would not have had access through Poland. True. They wouldn't have been able to... Well, the first army, I think they did use their transports. I don't think they had access then. Because they sent over like a 9 stack, right? Two months until 15. I could attempt to allow like small chunks of the Ottoman army through, but it's really difficult when you've got subjects in the war that have ships because they're too stupid to understand that sometimes you want them to cross the strait, and you cannot influence their... Like, they will blockade the strait, guaranteed. If they see an army trying to cross, they will blockade it. Can't do like attach to navy or set to passive or anything else. They're just gonna do it because they're stupid. It was 11k? Well, I remember them only having 9 transports, so if it was 11k, maybe they did walk or get black flagged. Not sure. Mamluks are still very enthusiastic. 56. Lesbian peasants! Sorry. It's just the lesbian peasants. They've risen up. I don't know why that's fun. E. Fun? Funny? We have a very good discount to Diplo advisors, so probably should be running a Diplo advisor. Yes, kill the Mamluks. Get them. I never did feed Pancake. He's getting quite upset. Boom, 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 boom. Well, we're at 16 war score from the ticking. I think we should just peace out. I feel like pushing for more is... How do you explain it? It's like opportunity cost. Like we've done 50% of the work for 60% of the benefit, and we could do 80% of the work for 60 or 70% of the benefit or something. Like the amount of extra work to get the little bit of extra benefit is just not worth the cost. Even though we're in a position where like I literally have to do nothing, and we're just gaining up to another 9 war score. Eventually, the Mamluks might peace out, which then recalculates the cost of province occupations, which means we'd have more war score from occupation. I wouldn't have the broken promise of territory. But that's going to take years. What opportunity do we currently have? Well, power projection is only at 64. We did rival the Ottomans, thank goodness. So this is going to take us all the way to 100 quite easily. This mission will probably get turned in. And then stuff, I don't know, things happen. All kinds of stuff happens, man. You could not give Levitch its capital state and just take the provinces that border Poland to cut them off. If I had to risk losing an ally right now, I'd rather lose Hungary over Poland. Poland is kind of a big deal, and I'm already stressing the relationship by taking a steppe province. But the interesting thing, I think once you enable the Cossacks' estate, I think as long as you've granted them at least one privilege, even if you lose steppe land, I think you keep the Cossacks' estate. Anyone remember if that's true or not? I think that's true. We wouldn't even necessarily need to keep it forever. I think we just peace out. I don't want to... I don't want to. I'm good. Happy. We'll take a backup save just in case. And I'm going to feed Pancake. I mean, we've played for less than 10 years. I think it's a pretty darn good start. Pancake's mad. He wants food. I'll be right back. Gonna make some hot chocolate, and we're good. Hey, okay, I'm back. I have hot chocolate. Why does Poland have a whole province in Slovakia? Slovakia. Where's Slovakia? Talking about this that they took down here, or that's the only exclave that they have that I see. The nub? This thing? Ratney? That's Volhynia. Oh, this one? Northern Hungary. Yeah, so... There's a bunch of letters in that word. Zepzeg. That sounds like a real place. Jimmy, how you doing this year? What's new? You just check the conditions. You don't even need privileges as long as you already have the Cossacks estate active. You don't need step land to keep them. So I was right. Right? You have to be Eastern Tech, and you have to have step land. And then it activates the estate. Once you got the estate, you got the estate. I was wrong about the granting a privilege thing, but... have I considered returning the 3 core provinces of Wallachia? You want me to return the Wallachian cores? He's got more than 3. Got all that. You want a truce block Poland? It would probably have to be all 4 though, right? It'd have to be like these 4. That would block Poland until 64. Yeah, not all of them, just the border ones, but there's 4. You would need to do Silistria, because as soon as he finishes the core he could core Silistria. Return it and then attack him. Well, we did use return core as part of our as the Casus Belli, so it costs nothing. We're already taking Silistria. I see. So it would be 3. Yeah, it would just be 3. It'd be pretty good insurance. How much money would it cost? Right now we are at 73 war score. We got 8 war score flexible. We returned Arsovo and Isakia and Tulsia. It's doable. But we're so poor. We have no money. Keep in mind, we have like 8 corruption. We have 5 loans with the burghers. Granted, the loans for the burghers are small relative to the amount of development we're about to have. I think we're probably going to be making money after this peace deal, though, just based on having more cores. I usually don't like spending any war score at all on stuff that's conditional beneficial. Like, in theory, returning core to Wallachia does conditionally maybe block Poland, but it also might not. You know? Versus just take money from Ottomans so that I have the money and he doesn't have the money. Because if I have the money and he doesn't have the money, then can't explain it. I have money. He doesn't. You just want to wait for the Ottomans to unconditionally surrender. I feel like the Ottomans are a bit too big to do that. But it is something that is far more likely in Beyond Typus than in vanilla. There's some change to the defines that causes causes medium and smaller nations to, like, kind of quit a little earlier than normal. Like, for example, in our earlier war, when we were fighting Serbia, his uncon to us was, I think, an example of that. He had no army, he was full occupied, we didn't own any, we had no occupied forts, and if we had waited for Hungary to peace out, we would have had to sit for 6 months to a couple years, occupying more forts, but instead he just unconned. Yeah, let's flood across the strait and occupy some more stuff, and then peace out, I think. I mean, they're doing the same thing to the Mamluks, so... Venice is a great power. Are you kidding me? That doesn't sound reasonable. Austria has inherited the throne of some one province minor. Okay. Oh, they got a wall breach there. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know. I don't know about this returning cores to Wallachia thing. I mean, worst case scenario, Poland does take the clay, and then the Ottomans don't have the clay, and then we just attack Poland later. It's not even that much worse. I just want the money. It gives the money. That's so much more money. 267 ducats. Yeah. One last double check. We're doing that. We're doing this. We're doing these. We're doing this. Yep, yep, yep. Ignoring the Mamluk promise. Create Bulgaria. We don't need to create Bulgaria because we've got Lovich, which is basically Bulgaria via mission tree. We'll turn on all of our forts for now, just in case we have rebels soon, but we now have 234 dev. We also have core on Inos, owned by the lesbians, which we could seize and instantly have full core on. It's still tactically worth considering keeping him a scootaged subject so that we have that safe landing point to protect the strait. But I think we've already established that we are naval dominant. But I'm probably going to just seize it from him. We don't need Bulgaria. We got Bulgaria at home. That's great. Apparently it's almost been 2 hours again, so for whatever reason, the episodes on YouTube are 2 hours long. I'm going to put a cut in soon. We have denied the Ottomans access. In 1366, during the Savoyard Crusade, the Latins actually did something good. They took Gallipoli, meaning the Turks had no way of accessing their newly conquered Balkan holdings. Considering the Ottomans control some rather unruly lands in the Balkans at the moment, if we take Gallipoli, we can almost ensure that their Balkan populace will revolt. The religion will change to Orthodox, culture will change to Greek. We gain 5 development in Gallipoli, and we get dev cost minus 20% for 25 years. We also gain core on all provinces required for the mission, push Ottomans out of Greece, and all cores for the provinces, mission, no Latins in Greece. And we lose 30 years of separatism. Wait, no, every province owned by the Ottomans in the Balkans gains separatism. Damn. So... Oh, it's the same as if we had conquered it. It's not taking it to like 60, which would be sick. Look at all those cores. More cores. Including cores on Epirus. We have core on all of Epirus. We could just eat Epirus. It would require us to murder Skanderbeg. I would feel a little bit guilty about that. But we could do it. Alright, any reason to not state this stuff yet? How's governing capacity? 114 out of 231. We are theoretically able to revoke a Dynatoi privilege. Loyalty's at 76.6. And influence is at 85. Selling titles gives them 7.56. Land share. They get half of this, so they get 7.56 divided by 2. They're going to gain 3.78 influence. This is actually not enough. You gotta start doing them at some point. Yeah, true. Now check how far down the mission tree the cores go. I think it's just these first 4 missions. So this one gives us core on the land required for this. And it also gives us cores on the land required for this. Apparently, I will need to do something about Athens being a march now, because he needs to stop existing soon. Look at the rewards. Okay, prosperity. This gives us permanent claims. And this gives us accepted cultures, permanent claims, permanent claims. Yeah, I think it's just those 4. Oh yeah, the agenda's gonna give loyalty, true. Boom, okay, cool. Lovich has grown too large. Revoking will have the following effects. If the rebels enforce demands within 10 years, the privilege will be restored. Just have to fight 6, 12, 18, 24, 30... Just 42,000 rebels. Gee, that manpower sure would have been nice when we were fighting against the Ottomans. They show up to rebel, but they weren't present when we were trying to become free. Yeah, it was just the rebels, yeah. Alright, so, we're gonna do states wherever we're allowed to make states. The autonomy should come down fairly quick. I think we will probably just immediately seize from the lesbians. Sorry. I don't know why that... It really shouldn't. It should not crack me up that much, but... It's just the lesbians. Just seizing from the lesbians. Extra merchant, yes. So, in vanilla EU4, you guys probably are aware that if you create a trade company and you have more than 51% of the provincial trade power in a trade node, that you get a merchant. Well, Arb decided that it's neat to have more than 1 or 2 merchants. So now, it's not just trade companies that can get bonus merchants. Now it's whichever country in any trade node has the most provincial trade power. So if you sort by province trade power in any node, Hungary gets an extra merchant because they have the biggest this number. Not based on 51% or anything like that. It's just whichever tag has the most provincial trade power gets it. So we just got it, because we're at 38, which is more than 32. So neener, bonus merchant. Also in Constantinople node. We're at 115 to their 221. That does not let you have 2 merchants in Trade Company land, if you're wondering. In Trade Company land now, instead, when you have 51% or more in a Trade Company region, you get, I think, 0.2% yearly... 0.2 yearly prestige? Or 0.2 yearly prestige decay. One of the two. That's what I remember it being from before. Hey look, the Cossacks have arrived. It's just the Cossacks, sir. They're here. Also, we lost Crown Land. Badge. Bum. So, we've got the Cossacks. They exist. For 5 Crown Land, we can get access to the Cossacks. We can also get an extra land leader shock +1 and yearly army addition 0.5. That sounds pretty good. We probably do want to turn on freedom of the steppe, because that way we are still lowering the influence of the nobles specifically every time we do development clicks. Yeah, gotta decide on this revoke privilege. So this is the hardest one, like 42,000 rebels, and I believe this is the easiest one. Just goes left to right. Notice how this only has 3 stacks of rebels, but also look at the loyalty, equilibrium, and influence. This is only 1% influence. This is 2, 3, 5, 6, 13. So, I mean, if you're gonna do it, you should just take out the biggest one, yeah? What's the worst that could happen?
It's just the rebels, sir. They're here.
It's just the rebels, sir. Sure hope I had those forts on for more than a month. I certainly did not. Nice. Nice. Smart. Very smart. It's fine. It's fine. I meant to do that. Why don't we get some extra merchants transferring trade and stuff? Centers of trade can be upgraded. Oh my. We have 286 monies. We should pay off bad loans first, followed by... Probably before building or paying off 1% loans, we're going to want to build marketplaces for the development point generation and local trade power modifier. 10.77 provincial trade powers. Pretty good. We also have enough development points that I could do a dev click. But we still have concentrated development and capital. And in Beyond Typus, you need to go all the way to 50 development for large city. Yeah, I'm displaying worst case scenario tactics for the community's sake. Ha ha ha. Hee hee. Do not love the idea of going even lower on Crown Land. However, I definitely want the Cossacks. We're definitely turning this one on. And then I think I am turning on Freedom of the Steppes. And then pretty much everything else we just ignore. For now. Until we are comfortable doing more seizing or whatever. Seizing right now would cause even more rebels. Pretty bad. Gotta wait for them to trend back up to 50. Could maybe turn something on the clergy to get them to trend up a little higher. Also, I could have turned on the Morale of Armies bonus. Forgot about that. Also, I forgot that there's a yearly Patriarch Authority privilege. Although it doesn't offset the Council of Florence. How do we get rid of the Council of Florence? It gets removed when the state religion changes. Okay. That's what you really want. We do have room for one whole privilege with the nobles now. Ideally, we want it to be something that increases loyalty equilibrium to make it easier to revoke future ones. Strong duchies. Ugh. So strong duchies is weaker in Beyond Typus because it does provide governing capacity modifier minus 15%. Which, like, looking at this doesn't seem like a big deal because we've got space, right? But remember, we were talking at the beginning, you can go to 80% of your governing capacity at 0% autonomy. If you go beyond that, then every extra development that you gain goes... it raises average autonomy in your country. Which is why countries like the Ottomans have provinces with high autonomy. Like, why Poland has 29% on their peripheral provinces. Why Hungary has 68 or whatever percent over here. They're just like a duchy rank kingdom. Now, they're a kingdom, but they have a lot of development and too much development. The same thing with, like, Castile. Castile is one of the worst examples. They've got huge autonomy because they've got too much development. Check the rightmost disaster. That's how that goes away. Union of two churches. Have no current disaster. Religion is orthodox. Be at peace. While the clericoi loyalty is lower than 30. Progress is 3 per month. Oh, I see. So we're going to have a disaster. Fun. Unless we click this button. So I was definitely leaning toward strong duchies to offset some of this extra relationship slot penalty stuff. But now I'm looking at it and wondering. Also, Poland? Hold on, dude. Why are you at 63? Wants your subjects provinces minus 96. Are you kidding? It's like 2 provinces, you piece of shit. Dude. Dude. Chill out. You like barely want our provinces. It's 5 provinces. You only kind of want them. Dude. Dude. Why not go full Catholic? Because chat said that Catholic Byzantium is cursed. Seems like the temporal relationship problem will solve itself. Gee. You're probably not wrong. I'm going to turn on expansionist zealotry since we got a truce with the Ottomans for a long time. That'll cause no penalties. And I think we just want this. Even if we don't have positive Patriarch authority growth, by offsetting more of the Council of Florence, we'll still kind of like maintain whatever random Patriarch authority we get a little bit longer. You also lose 4 missions on the mission tree. For what, being Catholic? Yeah, we're staying Orthodox. I mean, it's Byzantium, you know? The country does not look good, I gotta say, at the moment. It's losing 7 gold a month. Granted, we don't need to root out corruption this aggressively, but I would really, really like to not have corruption. State maintenance. State maintenance is just, that's just the state maintenance. I don't have any edicts on. Probably still worth running trade power here. Consecrate Metropolitan gives us 5 Patriarch authority at the cost of state maintenance plus 10%. Lowers monthly devastation. We do surprisingly have positive stability. Zone of control is non-existent. So seems unlikely that we're going to get prosperity anytime soon. Look at the effects of this, man. 20% devastation gives local goods modifier minus 41%. Ouch. That hurts. We do have gold in the province of Chalkidiki. Costs 24 development points to develop. We have 36 development points. We could develop the gold. We could lower development, lower autonomy in the gold. Already coming down at 0.345 per month. The Pope literally rivaled us. Well, he's a jerk. Everybody knows it. And I heard that he smells bad. I'm pretty sure. I don't think lowering autonomy everywhere is reasonable, but lowering autonomy in a gold mine probably gotta be correct. You'd smell bad too if you... What? What is that a reference to? We're at 19% crown land. It's a shame. Alright, let's grab the entire fleet and see how we're doing naval supply wise. And just pretend like I actually remembered to turn the forts on before letting the rebels happen. Our alliance is breaking with the Mamluks. Shocking. my Basilius Autocrator. Rumors spreading that France is preparing to attack Barroy. Rumors spreading that England is going to attack Desmond. Also, Austria is being attacked by Burgundy. Okay. I suppose we could help. I mean, we only have a whole bunch of war exhaustion, and we really don't want to be involved in this. But okay, fine, if that's what you want. Amlux, if you want to go ahead and break that alliance, I'll go ahead and help it right along. Thank you, sir. 7 out of 5 relations. Guess we should also consider topping off relations with Poland, now that he's all mad. That's that one fort that we're not paying attention to. These ships can protect trade on go home during war with the Admiral, plus these are all mothballed. I was spying on Epirus, but now we suddenly have core on everything he owns. Guess we don't really need to do that anymore. The mercenary company known as the Independent Cossack Host is now available. Is it good? Got cavalry in it. Nothing particularly amazing. Crown land went back from 19 down to 18.2. Excuse me? Why's my crown land fluctuating? What shall we turn on with the Diana toy? Increase levies. I mean, 26% national manpower modifier. Doesn't actually look like it's going to do anything yet, but... Oh, the estate rebels give the estates land? Oh, boo. You could have told me that, man. On occupation. Also, we have Byzantine pretenders? Why are they showing up? Also, we should probably abdicate in favor of the well-connected feller. Well, this fort got a chance to recover for 1 month, but if the garrison's not above 100, then they will both fall on the first tick. So hopefully they don't move before the next monthly tick. And hopefully I can continue to put down the rebels. Dang, would have been nice to stack wipe that before the monthly tick. Probably get the morale of armies guy back. Get a claim on Mr. Genoa. Get a claim on Venice. I have no idea how to decide which province is the most important when Venice has all this crap. Maybe the one with the center of trade makes sense? I don't know. Got him. National Epic. Sure. I like Prestige. Do you like Prestige? Alright, we're gonna grab the regulars, shift consolidate, pull off just one dude. We're gonna murder this guy. Although it'd be best if they could all arrive together. We'll just do this. I don't think I actually need this many men, so we're going to pull 2 regulars off and have them go unoccupy those. Then we got a boat transport down. Did we get the reinforcement tick? 150 and 138. Yes, good. More autonomy. Boo. Dynatoy estate gains loyalty. Sounds good. Okay, max manpower is super low. Like, honestly, like, what's wrong with turning on increased levies here? We have 5 privileges that make them exempt from seized land. What's the problem with having 6? 10% loyalty, 10% influence, whatever. Covers its own cost. Makes them super exempt. We already have cores on Venice. Looks like we have core on Venice through our own stuff. One of the missions gave us core here. We got core on these 3. And I don't think anyone else has core or anything. Okay, we gotta deal with those rebels before they break that fort. Interesting, we have access to the the Ottomans right now. Right, I forgot about Kinburn. So, 100% confirmation that I don't actually need this province. Now that we have the estate. I guess we should just take a backup save, but if it's gonna cause the... Oh, never mind. The Polish have decided that they only want your province -2, which is a bit more reasonable than minus like 98 or whatever it was. I guess we'll keep it. Although, it's gonna have some problems, apparently. Yikes. That should be getting returned by the adjacent fort. It sucks that I don't have zone of control over here. This devastation is going to take a long time to get rid of. Probably worth consecrating Metropolitan then. 0.05 is not an insignificant amount. Well, let's do it. Probably better to sell than to core. You think? Sell to who? Kiev? Moldavia? Poland? It is non-accepted culture, incorrect religion, distant overseas, blah 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 blah. Takes 10 years to core. But I'm pretty sure that some of these privileges do require you to have steppe land. Like, freedom of the steppes can't be active if you don't have steppe. Sell it to the Ottomans. Supremacy over the crown is also kind of interesting. The problem is that it bumps most of the other estates' influence too high, and then we'll have a hard time getting crown land. So, I just want to talk about crown lands a little. So, you guys know how I usually handle crown land, right? Typically go innovative ideas, espionage ideas, stack minus 90% advisor costs, have infinite monarch points, and then anytime I want to make money or do whatever, I just click this button like 3,000 times. Because you have so many monarch points, you don't know what you don't know what to do with them. That works. Definitely works, especially in vanilla EU4. However, there is another way. If you, like, pretty much completely disregard the words that are in this tooltip and replace them with other words that make sense, then it'll make sense. Having higher than 50% land will see large benefits to our rule. Holding less than 30% will have adverse penalties to our authority. Crown land can be gained by... Oh, nice. Beyond Typus updated the tooltip so it's less stupid. So in vanilla it says, conquering land when estates... Like, conquering land when estates have less than 60% total influence. That is so wrong. That is not how it works. It's not correct. What they actually mean is, what they actually mean is, that there's this interesting, dynamic, hidden crown land equilibrium system. The land share of the crown is related to the land share before change in occupation or ownership, times development after minus plus specific influence estate times dev absolutism, all estate influences plus 0.6 divided by blah 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 blah. So as an example, if you have 3 estates and they all have 60% influence, then you have a crown land equilibrium of 25%. So if you have more than 25% crown land, then when you conquer clay, you lose crown land. If you have less than 25%, you gain crown land. Interesting. If you have less than 60% influence on all 3 estates, and then your crown land equilibrium goes much higher. So as you conquer more clay, you get even more crown land when you conquer. So if you have one estate that's at like 90%, or say, for example, above 60, very, very high, and the other estates are all below 60, then conquering clay equals gain crown land. But the vanilla tooltip that says conquering land when having total estate influence less than 60% is like so far from correct. It's so bad. So my whole point is that Beyond Typus made me learn that mechanic because it's a lot harder to gain crown land in Beyond Typus than it is in vanilla. Especially with the development point system. You can't just dev away your problems in the first 10 years. You have to wait until technology unlocks buildings. You need a large amount of land. The development point system is strong, but it doesn't really kick in until like 80 to 100 years into the game. So if you are used to doing what I do, which is to go down to like no crown land, and every 5 years you're selling, seizing, dev push back to 10%, sell, seize. That doesn't work. Because you don't have the development point generation to do that. And you only get 0.1 influence per development point instead of 0.2. Make sense? Yeah, chord ideas definitely did help a lot in Florence. Another really helpful thing you can do is just stay unfocused, because the no focus gives 5% loyalty equilibrium with every estate. But it's not just because of the minus 20% loyalty equilibrium penalty. It's you just kind of can't use the estates as much because you need to gain crown land via conquest. Because of the Diplo point, the development point system. That make sense? Your states always have 100 influence. That's basically how I usually do it. I like to have, I mean, I think it's hilarious when you've got the economic freedom privilege and it's like, yeah, provincial trade power up to 50%. And merchant trade power plus 10. And then my tooltip says merchant trade power plus 20, provincial trade power plus 113%. And you're like, wait, what? Yep, that's right. My burgers have 210% influence. Because I just keep on clicking the buttons that make the influence go higher. I don't care. Because whether it's at 100 or 200 makes no difference, you know? As long as their loyalty is above 60. So anyway, all that to be said that supremacy over the crown. Supremacy over the crown is interesting because it's one of the few ways that you can get free crown land without having to raise the influence of your states temporarily with diets. Because every time you get a pop-up and like they want you to build a marketplace or build a church or whatever, you can potentially gain 1% crown land. If I turn that on, their equilibrium will be 80% while having influence of like 77%. I think it's fine. We're doing it. What government reform is it that removes influence from all diets? I know which one you're talking about. This? No. This disables call diet. Definitely interested in considering espionage ideas so that you can go puppet the nobility. Very strong with monarchies. Anyway, let's get these rebels taken care of and then see if we can ignore the war that we got called into. Also, I still have debt. Also, we could build a flagship already. Also, we could sell our heavies. We don't really need them anymore. A little tricky to sell them, because no one wants them. Just send them off to their death. Let's send them over there, see if we can sell them to somebody. Can't afford a flagship? We have flagships at home. Robber Barons. We can take the Dynatoy estate even higher. But that makes them gain influence. I think we gotta let them get pissed off. It's not like we're gonna be revoking a second privilege anytime right this second anyway. Alright, let's bring the mercs down. We've been rivaled by the Ottomans. Well, good. Also, I can't... What am I doing? I can't sell my heavies while I'm at war. That's not how this game works. Make sure we're topped off with Poland. I guess we support air with Poland. I guess we improve with this loyal subject. Or subject that's low on opinion a little bit. Take admin tech. No innovativeness, sadly. Get access to a church. 10 whole governing capacity. Wow. That's so much. Excuse me, rebels. Could you, like, chill out just a little bit? These rebels seem to have, like, really high morale or something. Almost like revoking the privileges of the entire nobility estate of our country is difficult. And that they don't want us to do it. Shocking. Hmm. 6.9% corruption. Ugh. 1.29. I never mothballed the... Bum. These galleys are mothballed. Okay, so everything's mothballed except for the lights. We're good. It's time to loot Burgundy. Pretty sure we lose money by going all the way to Burgundy and looting them. Land maintenance, like 0.21 monies per month. Even if every inventory we're looting, like, we'd be better off just, like, it's the same thing, right? If you have full maintenance on, you're paying 0.2 and then you're looting 0.1, so you're losing 0.1. If you have 0% maintenance, then you're paying 0.2 times 50% equals 0.1. So you just, like, be better off just not paying your army. Yeah, we gotta go deal with that. But first we gotta deal with this, which shouldn't have even happened. We'll just have them walk, I guess. Watch the Ottomans cancel my military access now. Let's see, 5 forts on 250 developments is annoyingly not the correct development ratio for fully maintained army tradition because development is changed in Beyond Typus. I don't think they've updated it. Like, I've mentioned to them that it's fine if you change how development works. It's fine if you change the cost to do development. It's fine if you change fort level. But if you're going to change development and make it so that castles only give 1 fort level, then you got to change the amount of required development to maintain forts. Gotta. But they didn't. The fort requirement is 4x worse. Yeah, so you need 1 development per 100 development. Sorry, 1 fort per 25 development. In the current version of... So normally in vanilla it's 1 per 50, right? So we would need 5. But we're only getting 0.51. Because we need 1 fort per 25 dev. Because each fort only provides 1 fort level. If it weren't for that, then... What do I do with these diplomats? Do we do our own war against, like, Epirus? I feel like I should be doing something. Perhaps spying on people, I don't know. Hold. Who is this guy anyway? This is Salzburg? Beskanon. Who the hell is Beskanon? Beskanon? I've never heard of Beskanon. Beskanon is a 1-province minor republic under Burgundy. Apparently. Today I learned. I had no idea. Those Crimean separatists might threat us in Kinburn. Really wish I didn't have all these merc companies. Be a lot easier to move the army around and stuff. I also really wish we were at peace so that I could abdicate. This guy's bad. He's a 242. We could be doing a 345. This guy's a -1. This guy's a +3. That's a total of 4 pips per month. Which is huge when you've only got 2 base. Also, advisor cost -20. You know? Ports are significantly less expensive. In vanilla, they cost obviously 200 gold to build. In Beyond Typus, they only cost 100 gold to build. But also, the base maintenance for a fort is not 1 gold a month. It's, I think... This is a bastion. This is a tier 2 fort, requiring military tech 14. Normal fort is 0.36 gold a month. I think it's 0.4 is the base. And then there's something that we've got that's lowering fort maintenance. No, we actually have plus 3.6. Perhaps it's 0.35. Showed it in the buildings tab. Well, that's weird. Why is it 0.36 then? Oh, interesting. Autonomy lowers local fort maintenance. Garrison goes down, but fort maintenance goes down to compensate. Okay. Okay, so I've only got unrest in one location. Let's ferry... Let's just move the army over there. Put the transports over there too. The gold mine's almost definitely the most important province we have now. Austrian reconquest, something something. Somebody's out. Cool, good fine. 60 ducats to lower autonomy. Or to lower unrest by 2. Ah, can't afford it. I'm poor. I need my money. Good, continue to increase gold income. So right now we're getting 1.46 development points a month, just because. Affected by these things: war exhaustion, manpower, corruption. Having positive stability is good. Loyal states is good. Ooh, Ottomans going after Albania. That's interesting, because that means they're at war with Epirus. I don't want them to conquer Epirus. I guess I don't care if they conquer Epirus. I'll just take it from them in the next war, too. I don't think there's any particular reason that we need Epirus. They can't be created if they get full annexed. They're one of those weird ones. One of them, they're weird ones, you know? I didn't even get a chance to set my rivals. Jerkface called us in too quick. Well, there's no way that we're waiting for corruption to come down over the next 6 years, right? We're just gonna have to take this tech. Just take it. Fine. Yeah, taking Epirus right now would be low-hanging fruit. And it's full core. We're not at our governing capacity. Although we're getting close. 253 times 0.8. We're only allowed to have 202 personal held development. And we're actually above that, so we're going to already be experiencing the autonomy system. So we're going to see some provinces right here. We've got 40% autonomy here, but it's not going down. It's actually going up. Because, yeah. So, might be worth considering already. Looking to turn on some of the land right bonifiers. Not that I have any crown land. We still gain power by gaining these cores, but, like, the average autonomy is just gonna kind of... It's still good. Still good. We want the land, but... Any of our missions we could do that might remove some of the bad modifiers, like the inflation one? Good call. I don't know. This one wants any country that is in the East Slavic culture group to be our subject or allied with us. So just ally somebody in the East Slavic culture group. That is these. Ally 1. Ally Circassia. Account? No. Wait. East Slavic? Yeah, I was gonna say Slavic is not here. Ah, that's the problem. Poland doesn't count. They're West Slavic. Ally someone in this group. Ally Tver. Easy, Slavic. So if I ally Tver, then I get to gain permanent claims on the Crimea area, and permanent claims on Montrega, and get 100 Diplo points, and gain a claim on Azov. Okay. Tver, are you... You are actually defending in a war directly, though. So we would get called into it, which would be annoying. Yeah, we're probably meant to improve relations with, Mr. Muscovy Man. What else do we got? No Latins in Greece. Athens, Epirus, and Lesbos need to not exist. And then we get an accepted culture. The purchase of Chios and Phokai. We get to buy stuff from Genoa, but not Samos. Interesting. We're about halfway to our income goal for being able to turn in and refill the Imperial Treasury. We still have a long truce until we can do any more conquests of the Ottomans. I doubt that anything further down is actually worth looking into yet. There are a couple. Yeah, but this wants us to... highlighted provinces are owned by Byzantium or non-tributary subjects, and they need to be Orthodox. We get the end of the East Oriental Schism. And claims for the Crusade of Mecca. Restoring the Pentarchy requires us to do a bunch of stuff. Establish the Exarches. Have enacted government reform, re-establish the Exarches. I have no idea where that is, or what tier it is, or anything. But it's going to be one of them. They could give us a hint. There? Tier 10? Just casually get a tier 10 reform. Go. Allows the designation of exarches in your realm, greatly increasing administrative capability in exchange for greater autonomy. Okay. So you say. Land owned by the crown at 80%. That's not anytime soon. Okay. So yeah. Pretty much just wait for the truce with the Ottomans and ally Tver if he lives after this war, or ally Muscovy when he's friendly. Remove the hyperinflation you need to complete. Revive the Hyperpyron. Byzantium produces at least 1 units of gold, currently 0.4. But we just gotta continue to not be poor. Just don't be poor. I'm working on it. I'm trying hard. I will continue to develop the gold mine. We need another fort to protect this capital state. Getting prosperity is a huge, huge factor in Beyond Typus. You get goods produced plus 10%, which is weaker than vanilla. In vanilla, you get 25% goods produced. However, you get tax modifier 25, manpower modifier 25, and development point multiplier 20%. So prosperity equals more development. More development equals more everything. We've been embargoed by Genoa. If it weren't for rooting out corruption, we're basically not losing money, so yeah, that going for us, which is nice. Yeah, prosperity does give minus 10% dev cost in vanilla. It's true. Top off relations with Austria. I'm not actually helping at all, but he doesn't know that. He can't tell. I declare bankruptcy. It looks about the same as vanilla. How many dudes are in this war? God, he's like knocking people out constantly. Also, Burgundy is threatening to take Vienna. Never mind. Burgundy is not taking Vienna. Everything's fine. Look at me, I'm helping. Ugh. State maintenance looks awful. Right, so the Ottomans decided to attack Albania. Is Albania still willing to defend him? If there's an opportunity to attack Epirus while the Albanians won't defend, then we probably do jump on that. Or maybe we just jump on it anyway. Should we just do it now? We probably should. Like, we're already basically at war, you know? Although technically, we would personally be stronger if this were owned by a vassal. Because we're already at our governing cap. Too much personally held dev at the moment. But what can you do? Sorry, Skanderbeg. It's nothing personal. Dude, Skanderbeg, chill out. Dude, you just stack wiped my bro. Skanderbeg, settle, settle. Just settle down. Go fight the Ottomans or something. Like, whoa, dude. Why gotta be like this? He's like, the Ottomans are scary. I can kill you. Ugh. Cannot root out corruption this quickly. Everybody's got 8k troops. We keep the mercs together, I guess. Excuse me, sir. Why are you blockading me? Send forth the galleys. %25% hull strength. That's all you really need, right? Probably. If you just have enough boats. Maybe not. These should be all mercs, I believe. Really worth the assault. He's like trying to kill my ships, and my ships are really damaged. I'm poor. Rebels, we'll gain autonomy over there. I don't care. Oh God, Scanner Bro, who's coming back? Get out of here, man. 5551. Scary. That is 2,000 garrison, though. I don't think I want to do that. What Venice is doing? Venice is doing... Fight Ottoman. So Ottomans attacked Skanderbeg directly, and Epirus defended them because they were allies, and Venice starts the game with a guarantee on Albania, so they came in. Been supporting air with Poland for some reason. Our air is at 8 whole support, which is not enough, but theoretically, eventually, get there. Suppose I'll stop mothballing the galleys. I just want to stop losing money. Boo. Governing reform speed is so hard to obtain as a monarchy. I kind of feel like I can't afford to lose this. We already lost 12 or 20 or something from a previous event. War is usually not the way to stop losing money. Well, I didn't start this war. They did. Also, I think we just don't, actually. Also, in my experience, war is the way to make money. War is very profitable. In EU4, at least. Especially in vanilla. Less so in modded stuff. God, he's fast.
Bye, have a great time.
Constantinos died before Ioannis VIII? But he's 61, he's an old man. Skanderbeg, no. Stop it, dude. You're being so mean. Why are you fighting me instead of fighting the Ottomans? You jerk. You've lost your way, man. You've forgotten your purpose. Your purpose is to murder the Ottomans. Stop it. Stop that. Look at this. He's trying to psych me out. I swear, like, someone from Paradox is, like, hacked into my computer and they're playing Albania. And they're messing with me now. He's helping you obtain siege progress. Could be true. He's a real nice guy. I mean, he's actually, hold on, he's actually, like, winning. Winning? He's winning. That's a problem. We don't want Albania to win against the Ottomans. What is the Ottomans doing? Oh, crap. Did I kill too many of their ships? The Ottomans have 4 transports. They probably can't get their army from this side to that side, even though they've got ports. Uh-oh. Also, I totally forgot to put the cut in that I said I was going to put in an hour ago. So, congratulations, episode 2 on YouTube is going to be an hour, 3 hours long. But, cut now. Okay, bye.